live all over the place. Let me make sure I have everything there. Okay.
What's up, Trill Talk TV and her pretty? We don't curse, so on this page. But hi, how you doing?
Girl.
All right.
Now I'm trying to repost. I'm reposting.
Okay, so if y'all are ready, we got to talk about Maya Moore.
What about Maya? I don't know who's Maya Moore.
What is it that you want to talk about, Maya Moore?
Who's Maya Moore?
What's up, One Dinero?
Okay, let's start this thing, y'all. Hold on. Y'all got to give us 2 seconds, 3 seconds. We got the podcast family. We got to go ahead and get this thing started off with them. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, podcasters, YouTubers, Facebookers, IGzers, Twitter.
That's the second week in a row. That is the second week in a row. She done messed up.
Twitterers, YouTubers. I said Facebookers. I said IGzers. I said Twitterers. I said Twitchers. You know, everybody. And hello to my podcast family. What's good? Hello. Good evening. What's up?
Family?
Good morning. Shout out to the Convoz family. It's in the building. Shout out. We have a few top. Oh, I'm sorry. This is
Brains and Beauty times
2.
I'm Shayla.
And I'm Miami.
And as usual, guys, we start this thing out just obviously by introducing ourselves, but we just want y'all to know that anytime that we are discussing any topics, just make sure that anything you have to say, let us know in the comments. We will get to your comments after we discuss the topic. So don't think that we're ignoring you, because we are not. But we will get to your comments after that. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, make sure you are putting it in the comment section. Yes.
So everybody who is on Twitter watching right now, everybody who's on Facebook watching right now, if you are on YouTube watching right now, if you comment, we're able to see it. We don't just see IG Live, which is to the left of us, to the right of us. We see everybody's comment. So go ahead and comment as we go ahead and start the show and start the podcast. So to I guess a good jump off to start, I see Kamala Harris is being looked at with her shoes on again. With her sneakers.
Well, last time she had what?
She had Chucks on.
She had Chucks. Now she got on what?
She got on Timbs. And she just rocking it. Once again, I just want to say, Kamala. I said Camilla earlier. But Kamala, keep up the swag, girl. We love to see the sneakers and the pantsuits. You know what I mean? Like, you are looking phenomenal out there. So if whoever says whatever, we don't care. You look good. I love it. Keep it up. I hope you wear some different type of shoe next week. I'm all for it. So shout out to Kamala doing her thing, looking fly, you know. Right? The VP could look fly in sneakers. You ain't got to wear heels all the time.
You know, Michelle proved that it can be done.
Yeah.
True. It can be done, you know. How you do it is different.
But, you know, as a VP, this is VP, not First Lady. You know what I mean? So this is just dope to see. But anyway, moving on to the Heat. Okay, real quick, shout out. Okay, we're going to move on. Y'all know how this thing go. Don't get it twisted.
All right, so we are going to start off tonight with discussing.
What?
I don't really want to discuss it, but we're going to have to discuss it. We have to. Okay.
Go ahead. Let's start.
Because if you remember, we wore blue and white shirts a while back representing Mr. Gillum, Andrew Gillum. If y'all are unaware who that was, he was running for governor of Florida, and he did not win, but he did a really a phenomenal job at running for that race. But not too long ago, he was caught in Miami in a hotel with
Shay.
Okay,
Shay,
I gotta explain.
Shay.
So, other than that, now he is finally out and he's done an interview. So we want to kind of discuss what you all thought, if you saw the interview at all, what you all thought about the interview. And I think I'm going to let
you start.
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay.
How do you feel, Shayla, about Andrew Gillum coming out, letting everybody know that he is now considered bisexual? His wife, she supports him. That is their covenant that they have within their own marriage. Personally, every marriage is different. All marriages are not cookie cutter as we think they're going to be. So, Shay, go ahead, Miss Married Woman of 4 years.
I'm just gonna say this.
Okay.
I think that the interview personally was unnecessary.
Okay.
I feel like if that was something that you and your wife had an understanding on, whether she got embarrassed or not, or whether that actual part was supposed to happen, I think that it was unnecessary for you to come out and talk on it. If this was something specifically for between you and your wife, one, you don't have to explain anything to us, because the only person you need to be talking to is the good Lord and your wife, and that's it, your family. We don't need to know anything else. For me, I felt like the interview was a lot of explaining and trying to make, I don't want to use the word excuses for, but just a lot of,
let's get into it,
just a lot of explaining and a lot of things that I just feel like it's just like, okay, so are you trying to explain your way out of this? Or I just don't understand the purpose of the interview. I just didn't understand it. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm even more confused after watching the snippets that I could watch. And again, we couldn't find the full interview anywhere. Like, we found snippets of it. But just based off of what I watched, I just don't see the purpose of it. I don't get it. And I felt like he could have just left that between him and his wife and figured that bad boy out on their own. Obviously, eventually, if he ever got back into politics or something, he was going to have to address that. But he could have addressed it in a way where I feel like he was more prepared. I don't know. I just feel like it was just a lot of trying to kind of make excuses for, and not really taking
excuses for
accountability for what ended up happening in the end with him.
But what accountability though? To who?
No, just I'm just saying, I would say accountability more so in within your own marriage. But again, that's why I feel like it wasn't really necessary for you to even talk about publicly. Like, that's something you and your wife need to have a discussion with you about. You don't need to talk about that to us, not to the world.
Well,
not in my opinion, you don't.
Well, I feel, when it comes to Andrew, I feel like he had to come out, not that he had to do anything, but because the simple fact that he is a public figure, he did rally up. He almost won. He didn't lose by a lot, you guys. He lost by a little bit. You know what I mean? So he was very close. And if it was a different man, white, black, Spanish, whoever, we all would have wanted to hear from them. Why? Because some of us are still supporters, right? Not that he owed us any type of apology or anything like that, because again, that's just with him and his wife and God. That's between them three. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I thought it was kind of brave. I thought it was not brave. Another word I can use. Brave. For him to come out and say he was bisexual. He did not have to tell us all his business, but he did. And I think at this point in his life, he just does not want to lie anymore. And I don't know when the wife found out. I don't know if this was it for her. I don't know if it was something before this. Because on the interview, she basically said if she would have knew back in the day, we don't know what back in the day is. We don't know if back in the day was before he started running or after he started running. You know what I mean? So if she's okay with it now, which makes me feel like if she did find out before this incident, they had a conversation, they had an agreement on how life would be moving forward in their marriage. Would that be my marriage? No, like I'm not open to that, but that's my marriage. But I don't knock nobody else's marriage, because that's what you have to live with for the rest of your life. And if you're okay with that and you're happy in that, do your thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, what? Why are you looking like that?
I was just looking.
I just feel like that's their life, right? And for a man, a black man at that, who almost was going to be governor
of Florida,
for him to have the balls to face this, I think was very commendable. Could have been great PR? Maybe. You know, I'm a PR graduate, so maybe it could have been great PR. Okay. So he can move on in life and go to the next thing. But the big question comes down to, forget how we think. Would you support him if he comes and do something else? Are you going to be wearing the Andrew Gillums, like I call them, the hats and the swag and the merch? Not merch, but the giveaway stuff. Would you go out and support him on something else that he wants to do? Shayla and family out here, would you still support him despite his personal life that his wife has agreed to stick with? That's their personal life.
True.
We don't know people out here who are straight up and down. We don't know none of their business because they don't tell us. But we support them. So this man has come clean and said, look, this is my life. Yes, I was taken advantage of. People get taken advantage of all the time.
Very
you know
true.
What I mean?
Very
it doesn't
true.
make it right for them to put themselves in those positions, but people get taken advantage of all the time. You know what I mean? So I always thought it was kind of freaky anyway what happened with him. I thought his drink was drugged. Like, I thought all of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, he was set up.
He was set up. You know what I mean? Like that was my thought. He didn't talk about that. But despite that, for him being bisexual, having the balls to come out and say it to the whole world, I'm Andrew Gillum, a black man from Miami, went to FAMU, has a wife, has 3 kids. I am bisexual. Like, I commend that, because he don't have to say nothing. He could still be hiding it. So I don't know. A man who could be trustworthy and be open and trust when it comes to me supporting him in the political ring, you know, like, I'm cool with that, because I know the work that he can do. I know the advocacy that he can fight for, despite what he does at home when the doors are closed. I don't know. It's tricky because there's so many politicians we have. They be doing all type of stuff that comes out years later.
Very
you know
true.
what I mean? Because everybody isn't perfect. Everybody has something going on in their life that is not commendable or clappable for everybody. You're not going to be able to appease and allow everybody to like you or whatever the case is. It is what it is. Like, nobody is perfect. Not to say that's an excuse, but all I'm saying is people fall. People fall. People make mistakes.
And
not even that. Like we were talking earlier about, some people are just great in one area.
Yes, we did discuss that.
And some are not, i.e. pastors.
Yeah.
Right? When pastors get caught up in stuff, you're like, oh my God, he's the pastor. For me, how I think, he is great at teaching the word.
But I can't follow. I can't follow somebody. I can't let someone lead me to the Lord, and you're not doing.
I understand what you mean, but all I'm saying is that all these people put people on pedestals too much. It's only one pedestal I look at who's perfect, baby, and his name is Jesus. Nobody else would be on a pedestal for me. So I don't come to the table surprised when somebody fall, because you. What? Everybody thought he was Jesus? No, ma'am.
No, but there's certain things. There's just certain things that
it doesn't matter. Everybody is going to fall. It doesn't, Shay.
You're leading a flock. If you're leading a flock, you cannot tell me that I'm supposed to be listening to someone who's supposed to be guiding my relationship to the Lord, and you're not doing the book. You're not following the book.
Let me stop you. Your relationship. He is guiding you to have your own relationship.
But how you gonna guide me and you not doing right either? Not saying that it's not saying about being perfect. It's about blatant things. That's my thing.
But what's blatant, Shay? What, the top 10 or the top 600, Shay?
No, it's not about the top 10 or the top 600.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. If your pastor is out here, let's just use an example. Okay. If your pastor is out here, being out here sleeping with each and every person that he feel like he want to sleep with.
That's on
and
that person's decision to stay.
But he's teaching the congregation. No.
I get what you're saying. I'm not
certain
saying
things
that
I get.
Okay. Things, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, right? I put pastors in there because they fall too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting Andrew Gillum with pastor. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is people put these people put people on pedestals, and they shouldn't be putting people on pedestals. Period. There's only one perfect person in this entire world still living today, and his name is. He's living. Okay. You hear me? He's living. He's alive, and he is here. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's the only perfect person that I know. I'm not surprised when I hear a man fall, a pastor fall, or Andrew Gillum fall, or whoever fall. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And I just want people to understand people make mistakes. People are great in one area and may not be great. I'm not saying a pastor can't, if you out here just being single and you ain't single, that's up to you and that congregation who wants to stay. Do I forgive pastors who mess up? Yes, because I feel like, once again, we are here preaching the word that Jesus is the only way and Jesus is the only perfect person. Why would I sit here and judge you like I'm God? I'm not God. Nobody should be acting like they God.
I can forgive you, but I don't think you should be teaching no congregation nothing.
And that's your position. But once again, they are called for you to go to a relationship with God yourself. They are not called for you to be hanging on, calling them Jesus. Like you a follower, not even Christ. Now you a follower of the pastor. We're not followers of no pastors now. I listen to a lot of pastors. They not my Jesus. They help me understand word. We come together. We learn together. I don't have to, I don't follow you like that now. Let's get that clear. But anyway, another day, another topic. We're going to move on. This is supposed to be by Andrew Gillum. Would y'all support him if he does do another?
It depends on what it is.
And what would you think?
Like where he's, like what he's going to push or what he has a passion for and what he would be moving towards. It depends on what it is. I feel like you shouldn't, just because someone, like we said, just because someone does well in one area doesn't mean they'll do well in somewhere else. It just depends on what he would be about at that point for me. Not saying that I would never. It's just I need to know what it would be about at that point for me.
And that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Everybody has their decisions and choices on.
But I don't think that what has happened with him should negate what he has done. I don't think. At no point am I saying that. I'm just saying, we have to be careful who we allow to lead us. And so I need to know where he would be going with it at that point. That's all.
That's fair. You have your choices to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want people to understand, man, there's no excuse to sit here and say nobody is perfect, but none of us ain't God.
100% agreed.
Yeah.
So
I know we got to shout out. So we're gonna pause and get to y'all real quick. We done got into
a whole other thing. Okay.
I'm still underneath my arm. Shout out to Twitter right now. Your boy is locked in. We have Trey Layson on YouTube. We have Louie on YouTube. So thank y'all for tuning in, chiming in, giving y'all 2 cents. Appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and go to IGTV. Who's
okay? So Mr. Convoz has a comment. He says he's in the Bible Belt South for the most part, so he's possibly done in politics. But we need to stay out of people's bedrooms. I agree with that, and I still think he was set up. I think he was set up too. I just don't understand how he didn't how he allowed himself to get into that kind of thing.
You can't say that. Let me tell you something about people getting taken advantage of. You could be chilling in one moment. If somebody spike your drink or you just do too much, you can be taken advantage of very easy. A lot of women get assaulted like that. They are minding their business. So there's nobody's fault. Like you could be in your right mind and things just go left real quick. And I mean, it
that's
is what it is.
True.
And that goes for men too.
We don't know the extent of how it all played out, and I'm sure eventually it will come out. But I know he probably, how it happened.
He probably got to deal with that, being taken advantage of, and all of that. And it was 2 guys involved. He probably thought it was just one to come out. It was another guy who had to. No, it's just a lot involved in that. And when you're assaulted, because I feel like he was low key, probably borderline assaulted, maybe not. I don't know, but how he was laid out and stuff like that. To me, looks like you're taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he has to deal with that aspect. Like he said, being shamed in front of the whole public. But again, it's not about shame right now. It's about moving forward with his family and letting y'all know what happened, period. Yeah. Because men get sexually assaulted too. And I think everybody think it's always women. It's both men and women. It's some crazy people out here, some sick people out here, some twisted people out here. And they take advantage of men and women. You could Google that. Google sexual assault men. You're going to find some craziness. Google sexual assault women. Like, you're going to find it. Like, that's just in this nasty little world.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Okay, ladies love Cool John. I feel that him telling that is nobody business for the public.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Mr. Convoz, he got cheated out of the office like Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trill Talk TV. I disagree about it being between his family and God. The people should know since he wants to represent the people. Okay. I can understand where you're coming from. Navy Boats Wayne 843. I do apologize if I said that wrong. Mm-hmm. He would have never. He never would have admitted it if he didn't get caught.
You see, you don't know. We don't know that. We don't know if this was like his first. We don't know nothing.
Yeah, we really don't know anything.
Know. It's too much. Yeah. Like it's
so much that we don't. Yeah. That so much of the context that we don't know how it happened. We don't know how he met up with them. There are so many things that we don't really know.
We don't know, and we shouldn't at this point. That's between him and his family and his wife.
Mr. Convoz, his sexuality has nothing to do with his brilliance in politics.
Straight up. Like I said, when people are assigned to do one job, does not make them not qualified to still do that job. And that's why I threw pastors in there, because they're the same thing. Like, when you're qualified and you have been called to do a position of getting the people together and going after this one mission and going after that, what makes you at home when you close that door? Like, none of them is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Like, pastors right now that you don't know nothing about, they're doing things that we're not going to like. But guess what? You're behind still listening to them, ain't you? Because it's so many things they could be doing and are doing that we're not going to agree with. Just because we don't know it and just because it's not public, you might as well just say that, because they could be doing all type of stuff. And they are. They'll never be perfect. So, I don't know. So anyway, we're going to go to the next topic, because we have spent a lot of time on this. You guys know we like to chop it up and keep it moving. Next topic for the night, Shay.
Okay, next topic. Okay, so we definitely have to obviously discuss Cardi B and Cardi B basically officially filing for divorce from her husband Offset. And this was I guess the second time they've had issues publicly that that the world knows about. I'm sure, it seems like it's been more, because at this point she not only has filed for divorce, but she wants full custody of their daughter, Culture. So we definitely wanted to just kind of discuss
two topics out of that.
Yeah, two topics out of that. We don't really want to stay on the gossip.
We don't want to stay on them two. We want to get the topics out of that. And the topics out of that is
well, the first topic. Do you all believe that once a cheater, always a cheater? Do you all believe that once a cheater, always a cheater? We're just going to start with this question first.
Yeah.
Do you all believe once a cheater, always a cheater? And we're going to go with Angie first on this one.
So Trey Lacy said on YouTube, everything ain't glitter. Everything that glitters ain't always gold. You know what? That's for everybody.
Okay. That's
every single body that walked this earth, everything that
regular average person, celebrity, it don't, all
you
of that.
breathing on this earth,
it
look glittery and it ain't gold. So
Glittery.
It's not go. But do I think always a cheater? Once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't think 100% of the time, once a cheater, always a cheater. No.
Okay.
I feel like some people can have a big mistake and they can change up. You know, they can show you that they're changed.
Okay.
And it comes with action. It comes with a lot of stuff. Some words, some action, and some action, and some action. But when you get a repeat offender,
when you get a repeat offender,
you know, and I'm not talking about her or him. I'm talking about just in general.
Period, yeah.
When you get a repeat offender person who is known for this lifestyle, who is basically part of their lifestyle, and this is just not the way they want to live, they're going to always, because they're in a place where until they wake up one day and say they don't want to do it no more, but it's up to their person. Not one person, not one woman, not one man can make somebody not cheat. They have to not want to do it within themselves.
100% agree.
Period. So once a cheater, always a cheater? No. But if they repeaters, I don't know about the repeaters. I can't tell you about the repeaters.
Okay.
You guys, are we coming in clear? Are we good? Because my thing not moving. I think because I had came in and out.
This DJ, you cool. Thank you. Those are the best hoops in the world.
Yes, they are.
So I think we're good. I haven't seen nobody write any comment. Okay, I think we're good.
Are you at the all the way? Go to the all the way bottom and see.
What's up, Capital City Cam? Good Lord, I was way up there.
See, mine's not moving.
Trill Talk TV. Okay. What's up, Rasheen B?
Brother Rasheen.
Okay, so Trill Talk TV said we're gonna answer that after I answer the question. He asked, have we ever cheated? Okay, but I'm gonna say once a cheater, always a cheater. I do not believe in that.
Yeah.
At all. I believe that, like we just discussed, people make mistakes. We're not perfect, and people have different flaws and different things that they struggle with. But at the same time, I believe that someone who truly, if that's truly not your character, you have no problem proving it, not only proving it, but showing it to the person that it matters to. You feel what I'm saying?
Show, baby. Show me the action.
If you are not, if that's just in your nature, if that's just something you can't handle and can't deal with, I feel like you can kind of tell it. And I think a lot of the times we as human beings tend to give people more of a benefit of the doubt because that's just what we want. We want it to be better. We want to not believe that this person is who they're turning out to be.
They're showing you to be.
But a lot of the times, when people are showing you who they are, my parents say you got to believe them. But
you have to believe them.
At the same time, I do like to give people an opportunity to hang themselves, if I can use that terminology. I like to give you your own rope. So if you're going to, if this relationship's going to end, it's going to end because of you. So you're going to show me you no longer want to be here. So I give you enough leeway to let you prove to me that we're good, that I don't ever have to worry about that again. But at the same time, my eye is on you. I'm watching you. I'm peeping everything. I'm not letting. I may not speak on it, but I'm watching everything. I'm watching every movement. I'm watching every decision you make. And I know that may sound a little creepy, but that's just real. That's real because I think fellas don't understand a lot of times. I feel like a lot of times that we're way more. When we allow y'all in and when we give ourselves to you, I think that you all don't understand how deep that is for us. Like someone, I'm sure for some of us. I'm not saying all, because some women could just,
they're cool with it.
They do what they do, and they cool with that, and that's on them. But I think a lot of us, when we give ourselves to you in a certain way, and whether it's sexually, whether it's emotionally, and most of the time it's emotionally. When we give ourselves to you emotionally, and we feel like you have broken that trust, it's a psychological thing for us. It's not just an emotional thing. It's a psychological thing, because now we start questioning, well, what did we do wrong? Things we shouldn't be talking. We shouldn't even be asking. What did we do wrong? Like we cheated. You know, what was I not doing good at? What was I doing bad at? Was I not performing well enough? Was I not, like, all this other kind of foolishness, you know? So for me, I just feel like if not everyone's a cheater, and I don't always think that you'll cheat again, but I think that a lot of times it shows in a lot of other behavior. And I think we should open our eyes open to that more. But, what was it? What was the question? Mr. Conweezy asked if we've ever cheated before. And I'm going to say, yes, I have. That's being honest. We're not here to lie. I have. I have, not while I've been married. I've not, let's clarification.
Yeah.
Not while I've been married, but when I was younger, yeah. I did. And I did on the preface. No, because I feel like that's causing an excuse. But that was my reasoning for it at the time. I felt like he was cheating, and I was getting phone calls I didn't like, so I did what I wanted to do. But that wasn't right, because what you do should not change the kind of person I am and how I respect myself.
Right. So now they have extra power. They have power to do what they're doing to hurt you, and then they making you turn into... Exactly.
Then I had to slap my own self and be like, you done lost your mind. You're not finna go that route. And so, you know, I had to break that.
Yeah.
And it's never happened again. But again, with some people, they get it.
Let me go. Let me get Trey Layson real quick. He said, it's the decisions you make that cause to your character. Mistakes will be made, but true repentance comes from moving different.
If we could just keep that at the bottom of the screen for the rest of this topic. Okay. So true. Thank you, Trey Layson, for that.
To piggyback off of Trill Talk TV on IG Live, we got Twitter right now. Matt says, have you emotionally cheated?
Have I emotionally? No.
Okay.
My cheating was strictly, you trying to play me, so I'm gonna show you I could be better. But it wasn't like I feel emotional cheating is worse than you just, for me, in my opinion, emotionally cheating is worse than just going out here just doing whatever. Even though obviously you're compromising my own health by sleeping with whoever, but
girl,
I feel emotionally it's more of a jab for me.
So emotionally is more of a jab than having a baby out of it?
Well, I feel like that point, no, because, you know, it only takes one time to have a baby, but
yeah.
No, I do feel like emotionally is worse.
Worse than your man having a baby on you?
Because I feel like that's you laying up, you going and having sex with somebody, which could have been just once, was just a one-time an action. You actually getting emotionally involved with someone, that takes time and dedication, baby, in which we know a lot of dudes do not have when it comes to relationships. So I feel like they have it other places, but in relationships, they don't really go there. So I feel like when it's emotional, it's worse. On an emotional level, you've put time into that. Okay. You've invested in that for it to become that way. So for me, it's worse, because again, one time you can have sex one time and get pregnant. And that was nothing. That could have been a hit and run, and that was it.
Wow.
I mean, that's how I see
perspective. I get you.
This DJ, he cool. Just side note, he says, good to see y'all side by side again. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you, boo. What's up, Eddie Uptown?
What's up, everybody? I don't see no my comments not even scrolling. It doesn't even move.
Yeah, it's so many comments. I'm trying to catch them as they coming. I'm trying to catch them.
So if I don't see them, I'm sorry. For when my phone messed up, it didn't come back. I don't have the scroll no more. So I'm looking at Shay's phone right now. But I've never cheated. I can say emotionally, never emotionally cheated, never physically cheated. I don't know, like the situations that I was in, I feel like when you cheat,
you've officially checked out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm done. You know, in my past, I have came back to see and forgive to see if somebody was going to act different, but back in then, once a cheater, always a cheater. You know.
Oh, God.
But moving forward, I don't believe all men cheat. I don't believe all men are once a cheater, always a cheater either. So that's that. But my past is my past. But that's what I can think of from my past. So that's that. If True Talk TV wanted to know.
Matt says so it was physical. Yes.
It's hard. It was physical. He said it's hard enough to keep one woman
happy. Amen. But yes, Matt, that just answered your question. Yes, it was. And thank you for the earrings. The earrings compliment. But that's just being honest, guys. Again, I'm not again, I think this is episode almost about mistakes and forgiveness and trust. And again, we all make mistakes, but I think again, we also have to realize whether they're good or bad, there are consequences to both. And I understood the consequences to mine, and I had to really, really prove to my husband, the same way I would expect for a man to prove to me if he did something wrong, that I wanted to be in my relationship. And again, I wasn't married to him at the time. We were just dating. But still, it was a relationship that I built that took time to build, and I broke it in a second.
Yeah.
You know, it only takes a second. What was the quote that you told me earlier about the bucket? It takes a bucket of trust. Trust breaks like a bucket, but
I don't know. Pastor Mike Todd said.
I forgot the doggone quote, but the point is, it takes a second to break someone's trust, but it takes so much longer to gain it back.
Yeah.
And
True.
I had to do that. I had to do the work to do that, and I understood that. And I was willing to do that because I knew that regardless of what I thought he was doing, or I felt he was doing, or someone told me he was doing, I just respected not only him but myself.
Gotcha.
And I kicked myself for that. And a relationship. You feel me?
Gotcha.
But we got through it, and it took time, but we got through it, and I'm glad we did because we're here now. So,
amen. What else do we have before we move on to the next topic?
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good one. Eddie Uptown, let's see. Don't need to cheat if we should be happy with one partner. I'd be so satisfied her being my side, supporting each other, and if the sex gets bored, we should be able to step it up. I would agree with that. I think a lot of the times when people start to have issues and the sex becomes involved and that becomes an issue, we don't tend to talk. I think we start liking to compare and, well, I've had this and I know I can get this.
Yeah. So let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. Right now. In the name of Jesus. Don't you dare. Because if you do, I could pull out some stuff that will hurt your feelings.
Oh my God. Okay.
Don't you dare compare me with nobody. Like, that's one thing I just, like, what is the point of that? Like, I don't understand what's the point of you pulling out tricks up in your bags. Like, hey, look at my resume. Like, that's so corny. Like, move on. That just took
okay, but friends told me to move on, so I'm moving on. Sis told me to move on. Okay.
Don't even read that.
Trill Talk, really? No, do not be proud of that. Let's see.
It's so
oh gosh. What's up? I am Looney 4. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second portion of this topic. And it's about trust. Now, obviously with cheating, now the trust starts to become an issue. So how is it that you all feel? Is trust for you a hard thing to do, or is trust something can be for you easily broken, or does it have to break
after a cheat?
Yeah,
after somebody cheat on you.
Yeah, how hard is it for you after?
Woo. Okay, how hard it is for me. The reason why I'm still single. One of the reasons. It's hard for me to get it out of my head on why you stepped out, why you lied to me, why this whole time you looked at me, you told me you love me, we having a good time. I have to think about every day that has passed by that you was lying to me. You didn't just cheat that time or those times. You had been lying to me the whole time up until I found out. So it's like that whole time you had been lying, like the whole time. Like, trust for me is very big because trust comes with a lot of stuff. Trust comes with health.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with babies. It comes with my emotions. It comes with back to health. It comes with in health in all aspects. Physical health. It comes with shoot, why that came on my screen. Physical health. It comes with emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with mental health. It comes with too much. So for me, it's too heavy for me because when you break the trust, I think about everything that I just said. And I think about it in bullet points. My health, my body health, what you're putting me, you have probably exposed me to. If we was in that type of relationship, mentally, what you're about to put me through, I gotta deal with that and cope with that and heal that up and patch it up and put this on it, rub it down in alcohol, and that's a lot. I gotta repair it. Then I gotta tell you, you're lying, you lying, you ain't telling the truth. Like it's just too much for me. So once you break the trust for me, it takes time to really rebuild it. And again, that's why I'm not in any relationships of my past with like any of my exes or anything like that, because I just feel like once trust is gone for me, the trust is gone. I can't rebuild it. It's like a bridge with a fire. Only way to rebuild it, only way to fix that is to rebuild it. And if I'm going to rebuild it, I might as well rebuild it with somebody new.
Okay, so for you, like One Dinero on IG said, it's over after cheating period. So for you, after cheating period is done.
I just emotionally, I just can't handle it. So I would drive you crazy every day. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. So why would I keep myself in that and put myself through that? And it all depends on, again, it all depends on everything, how that happened. Because again, I think about the whole time. You guys know I do HIV education. I lost my mother and my brothers to HIV complications. So I take cheating very serious, like to the core when it comes to that. Like it's very serious. And I think of it, it's not an extreme because people are living healthier and all of that with HIV. But at the same time, I'm not going to put myself in no predicament when you don't care about you don't care about me, you don't care about us, you don't care about nothing that I've already have been through in my past about that. You're basically telling me you don't care. So if you don't care, you could just don't care out in the streets by yourself. You don't need me in your life. You could get whoever you want. What do you need Angela for? You don't have to have me. You could go get who you've been with. Okay. And just never have a happy life, and that's okay. You know what I mean? So, that's my thoughts on it. It's just trust after somebody's cheating on me is very hard for me to get through. It's not easy breezy for me. Period.
I can. Okay, so I think that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, I can't. Like I seen my mom go through that. Like I seen my mom go.
It's
through
deeper than just
it's deeper
you breaking
than
the trust. Now it's like you completely throwing away the fact that you don't even respect what I've been through. Yeah, I get that. You're
gonna put me in that mindset. Yeah. So now I'm thinking about how it gives me flashbacks of how like my mom was, bro. Yeah, like she was blindsided with that. This was like in the 80s, like before it was like how it is today. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't no go get tested for free. It wasn't no HIV awareness day. It was none of that stuff. Like it was supposed to be only for gay men. And come to find out, my brother's dad, like how? You a straight guy supposedly, right? So how? When back in them days, it was only supposed to be for gay men. So trust for me, it's hard. I can't get myself out of that. Cause those are the things that I think about. And I'm like, if you could do it this one time.
Okay. And see, I think that's the thing for me. So like
everybody's situation is different.
Marcus White says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Not gonna happen. Basically. And I think that's kind of where my feelings are with it. Like, again, but I also think a lot of the times that we take into more account, like I was telling Angie earlier, I start to take into account not just what was done. Yeah. How was it done? Yeah. How did you do it? Yeah. how long ago was this? I feel like you start to go into all of those different aspects. I don't initially start going off of what went wrong. I go into, because I feel like that's not fair to me, because whether something went wrong or not, I wasn't going out there doing A, B, C, and D, so I can't put it on that. But I start focusing more so on, did you come clean and were you honest once it was brought to your attention about it? You understand? And then at that point, can I trust what comes out of your mouth from here on out? Like, can you prove to me that this is really where you want to be? Because at this point, it's you don't want to be here. That's been made very clear. And again, by all means, baby, go do you.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? Go do what you got to do.
Have fun.
You don't have to be here. But if you're going to be here, there's gonna be some things you're gonna have to go through to show me that this is where you really want to be, and that I deserve and that you deserve to get that trust back. Yeah. Because right now it's gone. It's completely gone.
Yeah.
But that's
I just think, again, everybody's situation is different because everybody has had different things happen to them in their past that will allow them to make a decision better for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. You know, mine's deeper than rap, baby. Yeah. Deeper. So that's why when you do it, I have to go.
Deuces.
I have to go. You know what I mean? Not to say I had a perfect path of leaving right away when I was younger. No, I gave people chances when I was younger. But right now, as an adult woman, no, baby. I don't have the time, honey. Go play with the rocks.
Oh, okay. And on that note, we're kicking rocks. Okay. Let's see. I'm
with Marcus White. He said, if you're not on Twitter, he said, if you're not happy with me, just tell me. Don't cheat on me. Just go and be happy. Look, we all grown. Just say, hey, this not it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have Sabrina
from Facebook.
On Facebook, broken trust equals risk for my safety, my sanity, and my peace.
Ooh.
Come on, Miss Legislator.
That's a good one.
It's true.
Okay. All right.
Peace is more important. So
it is.
If I have to let you go so I can have a peaceful, happy, stress-free life, because stress causes cancer and death. And you're not going to put me in no grave. No, sir. It's not worth it. So I have to move on.
Okay.
And moving on, we're going to move on to the next topic on top of that.
All right. So next topic, we are discussing. So with all this that's happening, with, I think we've been talking about marriages, whatever, the entire, we've been talking about basically marriages the entire time. And so our next question is 2020 an eye-opener for marriages?
Yeah. Because we have seen a lot of people get divorced. We've seen MC Light. She has divorced her husband from 3 years. Mm-hmm. Of course, Cardi B. We see Dr. Dre. We see
Ray J.
And this is all public things that we know, right? It's probably, of course, there's other couples who are going through divorce. What's her name too? Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox did.
This other couple, this other white. What's their names? Another popular white couple. They got divorced in like June, July, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, what?" You know what I mean? So it's 2020. It's just another year because people get divorced every
Tracy
year.
Morgan, she'll talk to you.
Tracy Morgan.
I forgot all about him.
My God, you know what I mean? So it's like it's 2020. It's just another year like last year because people get divorced every year. We hear about divorces all the time. Or the whole corona, COVID, staying at home, seeing each other every day. You get to see each other, who you really been with, who you're really married, who is not. Is that the reason?
Is that the reason why they ending?
Is that the reason? Have you experienced any type of awakening if you are in a relationship, basically, or in a marriage, basically, that you're like, I know this ain't it?
Mr. Convoz, so you think you said Ray J wife was a nag? Oh Lord.
VC, what is his name?
VC Armageddon.
He said, "Wait,
MC Light divorced her husband." That's news to me. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So okay, so I guess my thing with this is I think that 2020 has been difficult in many aspects and for many people. Because you're not just dealing with home life, you're dealing with people losing jobs, or the portions of their jobs changing, or your income changing, based off of what's happening in the economy. You're having to stay home and be more in your family's face, probably more so than you normally are, on a regular basis. The kids are home all the time. I mean, it's so many different aspects that have changed.
Yeah.
That I think that it's understandable that relationships are being tested now. I don't like to use the word failed. I think a lot of the times when things start to get hard, or when it shows signs of distress, we don't necessarily fight as hard as we should for things that we not only prayed for, but asked God to bless. So for me, I would say that I think that 2020 is just another mountain, another piece of your journey that you have to be able to get through and cross over, so that it could just be something else, another part of your testimony down the line. That's just my opinion. But I think that, again, is the devil going to use this time to do what he need to do? Most certainly. He dwells. He loves this kind of stuff. This is the kind of season that he loves. He loves this environment. He plays well in this. He does well here. So for me, I just think people should, again, all relationships, doesn't mean all relationships are going to work out, but I don't think it's a surprise that so many relationships you're seeing end right now.
Yeah.
Because when times get hard, you are tested. And these are the times that I think a lot of times truly test your relationship.
Yeah, and I think people underestimate what everybody is facing in coronavirus, not just money situation, not just all of that. It's really about people mental. Like, people are really thinking about a lot of stuff. And I think that could rub off in a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, a person by themselves, as a whole person, maybe they didn't lose their job. Maybe whatever. What?
I'm laughing at Mr. Convoz. I'm sorry.
Okay. So maybe they didn't lose their job. Maybe they're just mentally going through something. And now the other person, the other spouse is like, who is this person? Like, who is this person that I'm married to, but not even realizing, like, this person could just be going through something because we are in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking about, maybe I won't have my job in 6 months. Maybe they're thinking about how life is going to be moving forward. I mean, you just never know what people are literally struggling with internally, even though you are in a marriage. You know what I mean? Because maybe all the money is there. Maybe you guys have been amazing. You know what I mean? And then one day you're like, who is this person?
I'll admit, babe, I'm sorry, I didn't make that face for that.
I mean,
just saying, it's true.
You know what I mean? So you just never know what people are dealing with just as a single person, not single, but just as a person in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Because single people out here, like myself, we deal with it. I deal with it all the time. I be like, oh my God, how life is going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From career to future family to friend, like, just life. You know what I mean? So
again, we're not saying that marriages can't end because they needed to end, and that people can't go and find happiness and love where they feel like they should have.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that we should also make sure that we don't allow times like these to be the real reasons why relationships end, because we're just being tested and we're not willing to fight through them. Like, I hope these were issues you had obviously I don't wish that on you, but I hope that these were issues that you had way before this happened, and then this just kind of maybe escalated it, and it was kind of the last
like a little highlighter, like, hey, we gotta get this together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but yeah,
we are officially under a minute.
We're at a minute on IG.
Yes, on IG.
We're gonna close out the right way for podcast family, for everybody else.
Yeah.
But IG, we thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
I know y'all are bomb.com for real. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you so much for the comments, for everyone that came tonight and even wrote a comment or stayed the whole time. We know who y'all are, and we see y'all. Thank y'all so much.
We're not reading that.
I can't with y'all. And some of y'all mess. And we will see y'all next week, next Wednesday. Love y'all to death. And we pray y'all have a blessed week. Bye, IG.
Bye, IGZ.
All right. So
now that IG is over,
mm-hmm.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, podcast, we're still here. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. We just appreciate, like Shayla just said, appreciate y'all joining in. And again, I just think hurdles 2020 is not nothing. Yes, it is a little heightened, you know, than another year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I said in my stories like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, 2020 ain't got nothing on 2008. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we all have another year that is something like 2020. But then you know, by the end of 2020, you're probably like, oh, well, maybe it's kind of the same as 2008. You know what I mean? But it just all depends on where you're at in your life and your relationships. But at the same time, 2020 either.
Yeah.
Like we give too much power to like the devil. You know, like the enemy, like this is a year we can get through this, especially if you are children of God. Like we can get through this. This is nothing that we're not already equipped to deal with and get through. And yes, it may sound like it's easier than said, but it truly is. So we have 2 other topics we was going to talk about, but we're going to save them to next week. So hopefully you guys tune in. Shayla, if you see her on the side, she's just going ahead putting up our IGTV video. But that's when I jump in. You know, we got to tag team this thing. So we want to thank everybody on YouTube, Periscope, which is Twitter, and also Facebook, and also Twitchland for joining in tonight. We appreciate you guys. And of course, our podcast family who sits here and listens to this at the very end, to the very end. We appreciate y'all every week. I know you can't see us right now because you're listening on Apple. You're listening to Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Oh my God, we're everywhere where you can find a podcast. So we are Brains and Beauty. We're about to end this topic for tonight. This is episode 78.
78. And oh guys,
78. And on Friday will make 2 years.
2
years.
Hard to believe, but
of these booties sitting on this couch.
Not the booties.
The booties sitting on this couch, doing this thing called Brains and Beauty × 2. Yes. So our anniversary is on Friday, you guys. We want to thank you all. Last week was our 1-year anniversary of our podcast. We put our podcast up on all platforms last year. So yeah, we just, doing our thing. 2020 is here. We don't care. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling. And until next Wednesday at 8-ish.
At 8-ish.
8-ish, we'll see y'all then and talk to you guys then. And thank you again for tuning in to all of our episodes. If you have, and if you have not, appreciate the 1 or the 2 or the 3.
Yes.
Anything you want to say, Shay, before we end it?
I just want to say thank you all to everyone who comes every Wednesday, and even the ones who don't, who stop in regularly. We appreciate y'all so much. We have a great time talking to y'all. Some of y'all are absolutely hilarious, and we really enjoy the feedback and the conversation again, because I think a lot of times when you're talking to people, you tend to. Yeah. You may not agree, but it's always nice to hear a different perspective.
Amen.
So we appreciate y'all perspectives. We appreciate y'all listening to us.
Our perspectives.
Our perspectives.
We be going left and right. And y'all sit there and listen to it.
And never really no one has ever gotten, disrespectful or anything like that. So we truly appreciate that. And we appreciate the love. And until next time, y'all know how we do this thing. Y'all know how we end it. Let my boo take it out. Go ahead, sis.
Good night. Good morning to my podcasters. And good evening to everybody. Good afternoon. See y'all next week.
Love y'all.
And bye. You know we mean it. Good night.